The book I read for this book talk is Inside Out and Back Again by Tang Ha Lai. The category is poetry and historical fiction. It takes place in two places actually. One part in Saigon and another part in Alabama. And so the story is about this little Vietnamese girl who experiences a life of war and poverty in Saigon until she gets evacuated into one of some military ships. There she becomes a refugee and flees off into Alabama, where she's kind of like put in a program, and she is, she goes to school and she does all that. So the book kind of shows the poverty and war that takes place in Saigon, and also she gets bullied for being the odd one out in Alabama because she's Vietnamese and she's a minority, and so she gets bullied for having an accent and not knowing English. I chose this quote because it kind of shows the struggle that she's having in the whole book, and that's kind of like what the whole book is about. It's about her waiting for her father to come back from the war because they left Saigon, so they don't know if his father's going to come back to a broken Saigon or is he going to come back to America. So they're just waiting for that one day where he comes back. So the quote that I picked for this book talk is, "No one would believe me, but at times I would choose wartime in Saigon over peace in Alabama." I chose this quote because it really shows the struggle and hurt she's going through throughout the book. Like, she would rather go into a place with war and poverty and sadness than a nice, peaceful Alabama with food and no poverty and everything's fine. But because she is getting bullied, she does wish to, be that person that she was back in Thailand, or not Thailand, but Vietnam. Because even though she was struggling, she was still having a good life, if that makes sense. She was still making it even though of all the bad times. She was not an outcast. So yeah, I give this book a 10 out of 10 because it was never really slow moving. They kept going with the story. Nothing always stood at one place. And the sad part, the ending is very sad, but it's also very relieving. So yeah. So you should go read this book, and thank you for watching.